Race number 2 on Sunday is littered with first starters. They are everywhere. It's over the 1200 metres and we've got Ice Legend. He's not a first starter, he's on the class drop. Super Sunny Singh raced wide. At his last 2 starts, he draws a gate. Victory Scholars has moved homes from David Hall to Casper Founds. Act of Faith, the first of the first starters for John Size, 3 trials. Brave Dreams, he's carrying an extra £4 on his last start win course and distance. Choice of Us, Hoss, I Give, Mighty Stride, One Heart One, Supreme Lucky all on debut. And Fortune President is first up for the season. He hasn't raced since June and has been given 3 trials by his trainer, Mi Choi. So the speed map here, Tom. Don't we get the little asterisks for these ones usually when there's
we do.
Once they get out, subject to change?
We do. The man puts the little asterisks there just in case there's a few things that might happen in the run. No liabilities here. This horse here, Supreme Lucky's got a bit of pace, but quite a few of the other first starters have got pace as well. Mighty Stride's got some. One Heart One's got a difficult draw to overcome at barrier number 11, but he has won a trial over in Australia also. Victory Scholars from a new stable. Interested to see how he goes. And another first starter there, Paul I Give, just in front of him. But a lot of first starters have got a bit of pace here.
Yeah, so it's just who wants to lead the most between those first 4, I think. Interesting, Super Sunny Singh, drawn barrier number 4. His barrier draws have been 13, 10, 12 and 13. He won't know himself.
He won't. And Matthew Chadwick on board for Chris So, who's having a good run of form at the moment. Speaking of run of form, Sylvester de Souza's in grand form in the saddle, and he rides last start winner Brave Dreams.
Sylvester, Brave Dreams is a horse that you won on last time out. He did a pretty good job as well, this horse.
Yeah, he has. Last time we had a very kind draw, and look, this time we got another nice draw. And he's a horse. He does better when he's a fast pace, and no, everything worked out well last time. So I hope this time can be the same, and he can come and do something good, you know.
Just on that pace angle last time, and it was quite evident. Obviously, you got to work on him a bit at the 550. Was that just because there might have been that slight lack of pace, and you wanted to sort of get him into a good position?
Yes, and he's a horse. He doesn't like to be pulling about. And from the draw I had last time, I just have to work on him to keep everything smooth and keep the boat floating, you know. And yeah, no, he pleased everyone last time, and you know, we hope he can be competitive again.
You rode him back in September as well. You've now ridden him a couple of times. Did you feel he was the type of horse that might have just been overdue that win? Because he's always run quite a nice race, hasn't he?
Yeah, he, you know, probably he has been a little bit unlucky and in the past, and the day he got the decent draw, he came and delivered. So look, this time we have another kind draw, and you know, I hope he can be a player.
In a race that's full of newcomers, do you think perhaps his experience is something that he can certainly call upon?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And you know, he had a few races, he has a few thoughts, and you know, we have asked him a few questions, so now he knows what we ask him for.
SDS and his thoughts on Brave Dreams. We move on, Paul, to Ice Legend. Now, he's on the class drop. Nice enough horse, but he's never carried more than 130 pounds in a race previously.
Yeah, that's the key with him. He's got to carry 135, and he does do a couple of things wrong in the races as well. He's drawn nicely in barrier 1. He's got Zach aboard for the downgrade. I did include him, though.
I thought it was a pretty good run from him this night, because a few things sort of went against him in the straight. He got held up a few times at crucial points. He has put on 24 pounds since his last run. You can see there wasn't a lot of room for them. Him there late. Whether he would have won, I don't think he would have, but he would have been a fair bit closer.
And he won't mind coming back to the turf either. Super Sunny Singh, it's been pointed out, Tom, by Paul, he's got a much better draw.
He does. Barrier 4 compared to 13, 12, 10 and 13 in his 4 runs to date. Last start wide, no cover, still ran with plenty of merit here behind Untold Riches, although I don't know if this will be the strongest form race going around, Paul.
No, I don't think it will be, but look, he's going to get every opportunity in the run, and of the racehorses, I think he's probably got one of the best credentials in the race.
Having just his 5th career start. The win was over the 1200 metres. He beat Regent Glory by 2.5 lengths, and there he is running 3rd in that race. Now we check out all of the first starters here, Paul, and we start with Choice of Us, who runs 3rd in this. He's had 3 trials, and Hoss the other one in this. He has had the 4 to prepare.
Yeah, £11.33 for Choice of Us, and Hoss is £11.25. Look, I want to see a bit more from both these two horses, especially Hoss with his breeding. He's by Fiorente. He'll need further for sure.
Yeah, Melbourne Cup winner there, Fiorente. Happy to watch him. He wanted to do a few things wrong on the trial as well. Wanted to get his head up and over race in the early stages. So I thought Choice of Us wasn't the worst in this trial here. He's had 3 of them, and he had trialled overseas with Michael Hickmott prior to arriving. Of course, we saw the debutant last week. the Dragon horse come out and win.
We did indeed. It was very impressive too. I Givers had the 4 trials for Pierre Ung. Improved the last 2, Tom, and Pierre's put the hood on for those last 2 trials.
Yeah, so did Purin Candu. He's a full 2 Classic Unicorn, half 2 Exceptional Desire. He won a trial at Avondale prior to arriving, and he's looked good in his trials here. I think, Paul, of course, it's Golden Express to his outside who puts him away quite nicely late.
I like both these 2 horses on the card, and I really like I Give. I thought his trials have been pretty good. He was pushed out a little bit, but the horse that beat him, I think, has got plenty of ability.
And Golden Express with John Sires and Zach Person. Mighty Stride. Now, this is up at Chungfa. This is, as we've mentioned, Mikhail Barcelona's only ride for the day.
And look, he's 1,305 pounds, this horse, so he's a big beast. Those Mighty horses are. We've seen them in the past. This is another one, Mighty Stride. He's had 6 trials to get him ready, so I just didn't like the way he was pushed out the end here, though.
Connections, other horse with a white blaze as well, and I wasn't overly taken by his last couple of trials. He was pushed out a little bit there, but happy to see him go round. He trialled with Peter Roble 3 times in Australia before getting here.
He just like floats along. We've got Supreme Lucky who wins this trial and One Heart One. Tom, Supreme Lucky for Danny Shum and One Heart One for David Hayes.
I think this horse can gallop. Supreme Lucky, son of Deep Field. He'd trialled with Bjorn Baker over in Australia prior to arriving. He won and placed at a couple of trials at Warwick Farm. He's got speed, and his Happy Valley trial also looked quite good, I thought, leading into this. So definitely interested in him.
Yeah, he goes in for me as well. He's had those 3 trials. He's 1,237 pounds. I just don't know if he's totally tuned up, but what I've seen at the trials has been pretty good, so I've included him.
The other one there was in New Zealand with Guy Lowry and Grant Cullen had a trial there and won over 1,000 metres. He won a trial with the Hayes boys in Australia too.
And Supreme Lucky has also shown plenty of early pace in those trials. This is a hard race to assess, Paul.
Yeah, I think he won a bit of value in this race. I'm going to go with I Give, the first starter. He's on top for me. I've liked what I've seen from the trials from him. Super Sunny Sing of the raced horses has drawn a lot better. Supreme Lucky, another first starter, and then Ice Legend. 9, 2, 12 and 1.
I'll go Ice Legend here. Didn't get the rub of the green on the all-weather last start and will enjoy coming back to the turf. Super Sunny Sing definitely goes in from the draw. I Give on his couple of trials there. That one behind Golden Express, and he'd won a trial prior to with that. And Supreme Lucky on his trials definitely goes in first, second and first in his 3 trials here. So 1, 2, 9 and 12.
And there's not much between the top 2 in early betting, with Super Sunny Sing at 5, Ice Legend at 5.1.